All right, everyone who knows me by now knows that this is round about the time I should be making a speech. Just drunk enough not to be nervous, which those of you who know me know I'm a very nervous person, actually. And I think that's sort of part of the community, is I feel like someone like me who really isn't comfortable in this role is willing to step up and to try and get more of us on board. It, to me, sometimes feels slightly like a sacrifice, but it also excites me, and I want to make everyone here excited about what we're doing. So I want to trigger the move. We know this strategy is working. We've had tons of successes. Whether you're someone who's into politics, or you're someone who's into the agora, or just the free markets, or just living your life, we know that if we bring together a community of people who believe in these principles, principles of peace and prosperity, that we can make it happen. So the first thing I want to talk about is our IRS status. I'm a recovering lawyer, right? And I was shocked, actually. So, background. We've applied numerous times as an organization to get 501c3 status. We've had a hard time doing it. Yes, people can boo it, whatever, but I'm here to raise money, and an easier way to raise money is for the government to grant their benevolence on me so that I can raise money easier, right? So I want to talk about how in the past they've kind of stopped this process time over time over time. And part of the reason that it stopped is because we've always been a volunteer organization. And there's something phenomenal about that, because it's about us coming together and building something. However, when you want to get shit done, it doesn't hurt to have a captain at the ship. It's not an authoritarian thing, it's an execution thing. If you want to get things done, it doesn't hurt if there's someone who has a vision, who understands people, who can make things happen. I see that as my role, and I see it as a privilege. So with the IRS, I won't bore you with the details, but the last part of what was going on is they were like, look, we're going to deny your application again. And we were fortunate to be working with good people on our board and good business people who are moving into the state. And we got a kick-ass law firm out of Boston to take the case and to take it pro bono, to say, you know what, let's just give them a ring-a-ding-ding and be like, hey, right before you write that denial letter, can you give us one last chance to come in and to make our case? And they said, oh, shit. They have a fancy Boston law firm, and they ring-a-ding-ding-dinged, and now we have to let them talk. So we had the opportunity to build our case. The outcome is still uncertain, as it often is with the government. It's part of the way they control us, right? But we could say to them, look, we're no different to these other organizations. So the top 3 organizations we found that were similar to what we're doing is, one, a New Hampshire-based nonprofit organization that's called Stay, Work, Play. Their platform is, hey, any kid who goes to college here or anyone who works here, stay in New Hampshire afterwards, because it's an awesome place to be. When I found that, I was like, so we're move, work, play, right? It's the same concept, except we're saying, hey, move here for the same reasons. We have the New Hampshire advantage. We have no personal income tax, which, you know, is a form of slavery. My labor is my labor. I work for you. I don't work for the government. And there's no reason why some dude in an office somewhere should be able to get 50, 20, 25, 50% of my labor. Fuck them. So that was Stay, Work, Play. The other sort of nonprofits we could find that were similar to our platforms were something that's being built in the ocean, and the Mars Foundation. All right, I am pro seasteading. I am pro the Mars Foundation, but I'm also pro reality. And right now, what we're doing in New Hampshire is the best game in town. For the people who say to me, I would love to do this, but it's too cold, I have one thing to say. What do you think the weather on Mars is like? So the reason I'm here today is I am going to ask for money, right? We're not even a nonprofit because the government's like, oh my God, this is actually feasible. What would happen if this happened, right? We can put them on the ocean. We can put them in the sky. You can never take the sky from me. But, so I'm here to ask for a very modest amount. I'm going to ask the people in this room to think about committing to two things. Either a one-time $1,000 donation tonight or $100 over 10 months, which boils down to $3.33, which is about the price of a latte everywhere but New Hampshire because we don't have sales tax. So we do have sales and meals tax, and we need more activists to take that on. In terms of the budget for the Free State Project, I don't think people actually comprehend how lean an organization this is. Okay, Liberty Forum costs us about $60,000 to throw, and we break even. And because of the weather, sometimes it gets a little iffy, so we're gonna have to crunch numbers. But it's not cheap. Pork Fest now costs us almost $100,000. We break even or we make a little profit, and that typically gets donated back to the Free State Project. We also like to split. Anyone who makes a profit for the Free State Project, I'm a 50-50 girl. If you go do something and you're like, hey, that was cool, I used your brand and it was great, and you have money to give, let's split it, right? Up until I quit my job in September of last year, the operating budget for the organization was about $30,000. For that, we used things like outreach, printing, brochures, doing merchandise, paying our administrator, Chris Lopez, so those kinds of things. So at the last Liberty Forum, I was like, I love you guys, but I'm tired of working for free, right? And I was like, I'll work for 25 bucks an hour. I used to make $250 an hour, so you're getting me at a discount. So right now, our operating budget is about $80K a year, excluding Liberty Forum and Pork Fest. And I'm telling you this in the interest of disclosure and transparency. So, oh, you put that one up? I need that one. All right. So, most of us are sort of logical, rational people, and I talk a lot, and I have a vision, and I get excited, and I want everyone to get excited with me. But I also want to show some numbers. And the blue line that you're seeing on that screen is the Free State Project from 2009 through roundabout now. So you see we have peaks and flows on Google Trends. The numbers below that, the red line is Students for Liberty, which has about a $1.7 million budget based on my best guesstimates of what I could find online. That's SFL's red. Campaign for Liberty is the yellow line, and seasteading is the green line. All right, so what you're seeing there is that the Free State Project is trending way, 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 way higher. Like, we're hitting so above our weight class, and the reason for that is decentralization. It's because there is no one person who's the Free State Project. It's all of us doing things and working on little projects and pushing things forward. But we're doing that with $30,000. I'm not even asking anyone for $1 million. I need the 501c3 to go to the guys who give you $1 million. But in the meanwhile, we need to grease the wheels a little bit. Now I want to talk a little bit about what the individuals, the participants, the people who move here come and do. And it's an amazing experiment, really. It's an experiment that's working, so that's kind of exciting. But individuals here are coming. They are, going off the grid if that's what they're into. Some people are building drones NSA, that was drones. People are manufacturing guns. The people from the Bardo farm, which I've talked about in the past, they're making an AR-10 that can shoot at 1,000 yards. I said yards, not feet. I get points. And, we have Shire Sharing who feed the needy. We have so many activist centers opening up. I hope everyone will come to my wrap party / birthday party / Laurel's party later at Area 23. And, we have the CAC in Keene. We have the Quill, where a lot of you came tonight. There's the Liberty Lounge up at the lakes. What we're doing is we're growing and we're mushrooming. People come and they're passionate about something and they make what they're passionate about happen. We have bed and breakfasts. And then on the political front, we have things like what Aaron talked about this week, or we have Stark 360. We have the fact that New Hampshire is the only state in America that has banned license plate scanners. That would be better, yes. But it is also the only state that there has been a legislative body, the House, that said, as opposed to a referendum or some other means, but where we have actually convinced the political body in the state to vote to re-legalize marijuana. Mike.
Stand up, Mike.
Mike. We're trying to repeal the death penalty. People are trying to scale back asset forfeiture. There is a Manchester detective who lives in the apartment building next to mine who drives a very nice SUV vehicle, but also has his weekend Porsche parked out back with these thin blue line stickers on them. And I'm like, really? You have a Porsche? So rolling back asset forfeiture. Now I want to talk about our sponsors and our team and then the Bearcat. I'm going to get there, guys. All right. So I would like to thank our sponsors. This event can't happen without them. Of course, our blockchain sponsor, you saw the beautiful lanyards. We have the Atlas Society. Thank you for supporting us. Dan Itza, who's in the front row here. We have the NHLA. We have Free Keen, of course. They're on the air, so they can't complain that I messed up the order by one. Start Page. We have Porcupine Real Estate. I'm sure anyone who's on Facebook saw the beautiful little wig tonight. We have Free Talk Live. And then, of course, also Sekel CII, who sponsored the VIP rooms in the building. Now I would like to do what I personally perceive as the most important part of anything that you do with a primarily volunteer organization, is I would like to acknowledge and appreciate and admire the people who actually put this together. I have a team of people who make me look good, and I love them for that. They hate me because I oftentimes make people look bad. But I have the deepest appreciation, and this couldn't happen without a sea of people. So if you worked on Liberty Forum, and we put a blog up this time so people can start to see the names, faces of the people who make these things happen. If my team will come, please come. Good job. Don't be worried. And I should say, especially to Liam. All right, sit down. All right, I gotta hustle. We're like half an hour late. So for 2014, what I would like to see is we've figured out that there's a correlation between sign-up rates and national news. And it's significant. You can see the spikes there. The spikes were Cynthia Chase being like, oh, you guys are the greatest threat to liberty ever. And Keene Robin Hooding and the Bearcat. So those are kind of those spikes that go out there. And those are sign-up rates. So when I did my Ignite talk, I talked about we should be doing more interesting art as activism, but things that could get into stories and into the news. There's a way to do this, and it's Carrie DePhillips, who I don't believe is here. But she's our PR lady. And if we can pay her $3,000 to $5,000 a month to actually get us 3 to 5 national news stories a month, we can accelerate the rate and trigger the move earlier. I don't want to wait till I'm 52. So there is a direct correlation between these things, and there is a way to do it. So let's do it. Of course, in 2014, as we have done, I think, with this event, we are trying to elevate the brand of the Free State Project. We've had a lot of national news media crews here. Discovery was here. Fox was here. The New Yorker is here. Are you here, Michael? Because if he's not, this is a great story. So I was at the Quill last night, right? And this is awesome. Oh shit, it is being filmed. So he was at the Quill last night, and he comes up the stairs from the basement, and he comes outside and he goes, "Stop! You guys are shifting my paradigms." I really think we're at the cusp of turning things. I mean, there was a strategy behind bringing someone out like Naomi. I think if we just operate in an echo chamber, we're not going to get there. I think if we try to convince other people who have questions, anyone who is questioning what goes on in this country is a target market for us. There are people who are going, I know something's wrong. I don't know what the solution is. And those of us who have studied this more are like, we're pretty sure this is the solution. We might be wrong, but the point is, let's give them information. So, how can you help? Money. All right. So I would love to raise $10,000 to $20,000 tonight. Okay. I don't think that's absurd because that's only like 20 Bitcoin. Okay, I didn't check the rate. The volatility of Bitcoin. But all right, 40 Bitcoin, whatever, let's throw them around. Let's remember that chart where I'm like, we're hitting so much above our weight? Like, we're actually doing this. That's the exciting part. It's really, really, really happening. So I have sheets that are going to go around the room. You won't be judged if you don't give me money, but I might not hug you. No, seriously, if you can give, please give. If you could be a patron, a Trigger the Move patron, of course, that's what we want. If you would like to give it a lower level, give it a lower level. Come talk to me. Go online. Figure it out. But it would be great to give ourselves just a little bit of a buffer so that it can be a knock-on effect. I kind of know right now what we need to do next, but shit's not free. So if you can't give money, what can you do? You can become an armchair activist for us. If you're on Facebook or Twitter or you write letters to the editor, one thing we have found that's been really effective is that people who publicize when they leave, where they leave, because they say to their community, hey, I was a part of this community and I'm leaving because things are not right anymore and I'm going somewhere where things are better. Call your local radio shows. Call NPR all the time. Just do it. I mean, if I could raise $1 million, I would just advertise on NPR. Can you imagine if it's like, it's a just, verdant world, and we're like, no, it's a just world. It's a real thing, right? If you haven't signed the pledge, sign the pledge. In fact, sign the back of someone's t-shirt. If you have signed the pledge, find one other person to sign the pledge, because then I don't have to work so hard. If every single person in this room took the personal responsibility to commit to finding one other person, we would have a 50,000 person movement. So go out and do it. It's not up to one person, it's up to all of us. That's what a movement is. This is your movement. This is what you make it. And that's the thing, for everyone in this room to feel empowered to say, I am the person who can make a difference. Every person in this room is the person who can go and can make a difference, and we are making a difference. I want to kind of end this. Sorry, I got like all riled up there. Okay, I want to end this with two things. One is, I even hate the word leader, but let's say like as a role model for what I believe should be a voluntary society where people decide who they want to associate with, who they want to give money to, who they want to be friends with, right? That's what we're building. Shared values, shared principles. There's a documentary. So I struggle with, how do you manage something like this? I come from a corporate background, and it's really tough to be like, do I dictate you do this? Do I let you do this? How are we doing on branding? And I have a very laissez-faire approach, because I actually think that is the market, right? If someone comes up with the cutest porcupine that everyone loves and everyone uses it, it's not up to me to say it has to be this shape. It's up to the market to say, wow, that's a cute porcupine and we all love it and we're going to use this different one. And I embrace that and encourage it, because I think it's a new way to look at things. It's kind of like open source branding. So they're doing a documentary called The 101 Reasons. And it's Vince, who was on our team, and Bo, who's around. And they're doing it through an Indiegogo. So I think something like Indiegogo and Kickstarter and those things are actually tools that will start to set organizations free, right? I'm applying for 501c3, so I'm kind of like stuck in the organizational world. But when you think about it, we need to, as a species, like start to unleash these tools, these internet tools. Like, I don't want to be the one deciding this is a great project, that's a great project, this is better. I want the market to decide. And that's what Indiegogo and Kickstarter are going to do. So if you choose not to give the Free State Project money tonight, I would encourage you to consider supporting projects of other people that will help the Free State Project. And I actually more so encourage you, if you are a doer and you're someone who's interested in actually producing and executing, start an Indiegogo. Talk to me. I will help promote it to the best of my ability. But let's let the market decide what are the best strategies for how we go forward as an organization. We put the move in movement. We put the do in doers. We are the answer to what to do next. It's time to stop fighting the man. Stop being despondent. Come join us with the best liberty community in the world and see your world change, and change forever and for the better. And I'm going to leave you guys with this, because it's a true story and it's adorable. Jason Sarens, who's the founder of the Free State Project, very adorable 3-year-old daughter last night when I had a captive audience and I was like, hey guys, I'm going to hit you up for some money. When we had done all the speeches and we were done, she came to me, the room's empty, everyone's cleared out, I'm tired, I'm like, I need a glass of water. And she walks over to me with a handful of pennies. And she's like, I heard you ask for money. And I asked Mommy and Daddy if I could go upstairs and get my purse and here. And she just drops this like ball of money. Fuck it, if someone does not trigger the move after this. would like to end this with, give me your money, give me your support, let's trigger the move, let's fucking make it happen!